Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. So today I was going to just show you guys some other types of crafts. I think that my crafting has like evolved a little bit. I'm not gonna say that I'm no longer doing paper crafts, because of course that's the majority of my craft room is paper. As most of you know, but I think I am going to be introducing some other types of crafting here in the craft room, simply because I can. And it's probably time, right? I mean, okay, so I went to a thrift store and I picked up a little craft project. This is what it looks like. These are the instructions. It's a 6-key or a 6-hook key case, basically old school, like I want to say 70s, right? Let me see if these instructions have a copyright date. No, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I had one of these when I was like young, let's just say. And it says this craft kit is donated through Help Hospitalized Veterans, and it's from Winchester, California. But I was not in Winchester, California when I picked this up. I was in a city called Kanab. It's in Utah. It's at the very bottom of Utah, very close to Arizona. So a few friends of mine and I went to the north rim of the Grand Canyon, and we stayed in the National Forest. And yeah, right across the border is a little town called Kanab. Cute little town. Had about 3 or 4 thrift stores, and we went to all of them just in case, you know. And in the very first one I found this. So this looks like some leather thread or cording, right? And this is basically, looks like a basketball. Like it feels like basketball material, and it has all the ridges and bumps just like a basketball would. I don't know if you guys can pick that up on the camera. Here, I'll zoom in. I'll bring it a little closer for you. Maybe it will focus, maybe not. There we go. Right? It has all these little ridges and bumps and textures and whatnot that resembles a basketball. Oh, what's this, you wondered? Oh, let me tell you a little bit about this. This is a slab of wood, live edge wood here. Okay, it has a live edge on the side. I sanded it down. This was just sitting in my garage. I picked it up probably 10 years ago, maybe. I don't know. It was just sitting in my garage, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something with it. So I'll give you the measurements of this table. It won't be accurate. It's not even a table yet. It's a slab of wood. It won't be accurate simply because the wood itself is of various sizes. And, you know, it's on an angle over here. Here, I'll slide it back for you. All right, so I'll go from the point up here to the point at the bottom, and I'll give you a rough estimate of what this measures. And I'm gonna go with across the center. So there's 12. Let's go with that as 24. This is about 3 feet and 5 inches. Okay, so it's almost 3.5 feet long or wide, or whatever your dimensions are. Here it's 12, let's say 14 inches. Oh wait, here's the widest part down here. Yeah, we'll say about 14 inches. So anyway, I am going to turn this into a nice, I don't know, maybe a coffee table or a nice little end table or something. I don't know. But my point is, I've sanded all of this down, got these nice live edges going, and I'm going to resin fill them. So there are some natural jagged edges here. I'm going to put some color in here. So I have some colored mica. Let me just show you here. I have some colored mica that will go into these sections, right? And this is actually a liquid. This is for epoxy and UV resin. So here I have like my whole epoxy kit, and yeah, I'm just gonna play with some new crafting stuff, right? Some different crafts. Here's epoxy resin colorants. So yeah, but this is just one of the projects that I'll be working on. I'm actually waiting for my UV light to come in, and then I'll do this project because it's done in stages. So yeah, I have to do the colored first and then brush on all of the epoxy. I also have some resin tape that will fill the edges, but this is a project for another day. Today we're doing leather. Okay, just wanted to show you guys that, so stay tuned for this project coming up. Again, I'm just waiting for my UV light, the blue light that dries the resin really quickly, to come in. Actually, I haven't ordered it yet, okay? But it'll come quick. All right, it's like, you know, 2-day shipping. So anyway, that's this project. We'll talk about another day, but I won't start it without you. Okay, let's just say that I won't start it without you. So yeah, there are some natural spaces here that I want to cover with some pigment, and then we'll cover the whole thing with resin and then turn it into a beautiful table. All right, here again is this leather cording for stitching together this project, and it all comes like pre-assembled, I guess you can say. Not necessarily fully assembled, but somewhat assembled, and you just have to place your leather pieces in the right location and get it all stitched together, taking into consideration the folds that goes along with this. And there's a pre riveted snap that goes on the front there. Okay, I don't know if I'll ever use this, but someone might. Yeah, so yeah, let's just do something. Okay, I'm just here to do stuff. I don't even know how to start it, so I'm gonna refer to the instructions. So, oh, it came with some polish as well. I guess this was an open project. I paid $2 for it at that thrift store, so there was probably some polish in it to like polish the edges, but I have a fix for that because I do have some you know, with my other leather making projects. So let's see, this is the exact same way that it says to line everything up right here, and this goes right about there. And all right, step 1, it says slice your little thing here to create an angle so that you can get that first piece stitched in. So let me grab my razor. You know, just a regular knife. I am going to place this on my cutting mat so that there are no accidents. Not as easy as it appears. Okay, let's see. I think I got a nice little thin edge over here. Let's close this so there are no accidents. All right, let's see if I can get this through with what I've just done. And again, it's just a matter of lining up your holes on both projects, both sides of the project, and then fitting that first one through. And it says, using a sharp knife or razor, shave a thin edge of the lace. This is the lace cord, and cut it on a diagonal to make a really good point. So let's try that again. I don't think I got a nice point, which is why I struggled a little bit to get that first one. There we go. That should do it. Let's see. All right, there's 2 ways to lace. You can loop lace, which is like a crossover. It's like a blanket stitch, or you can whip lace. All right, so there's a regular loop stitch or a whip stitch. And it says first line up the tiny notches at the top. Oh, okay, I want you to start over here with this guy, right? Because this right here has the holes behind here, right? So it wants you to do this one first. and then hook the piece, then draw lace, then draw the lacer through the top hole. Oh, okay, so, okay, I get it. There's a little center notch right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me slide it down, maybe you can see that little center notch right there. And there's a center notch right here. So basically I'll be lining up these two center notches. Makes it easy, okay? And leaving a short tail between the leathers. Lace over until both pieces. Lace over the tail through both pieces. Okay. So I am going to start here where these two notches line up. And so my tail end will get tucked back in. Okay, so I'm going to start here where these two notches line up. Once I get this first one in, it'll be so easy after that. But that's the challenge. Let's do this. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I got it into one. Let's see if we can get it into the second one. Whoops. Yeah, this is difficult, guys. I almost feel like I need a needle. And it's probably just because of the location of the starting point where this is located on the back here. So let me just double check my instructions again. Okay, yep. And then, so the instructions go on for stitching on this pocket. So we'll get to that in just a moment. But yeah, let me just try this one more time. And I'm sure a pokey tool would probably come in handy. I'm obviously not prepared for any of this. I didn't have my razor with me. I didn't have just about anything that I could possibly need to get this started. All right, so there's that. All right, so what I realized right away is that I've started this wrong, okay? This would then be pulled all the way through to the end. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Let's pull it all the way through to the end. And we'll tuck. According to the instructions, they want you to tuck your end piece underneath your first loop. So I'm just going to pass it over through the little notch and then tuck it underneath here like so. So this will just be the end piece of the of that first stitch. Let me just hold it. Okay, there we go. So this will then tuck in between that notch. I'll leave a little bit longer, and then go from there. All right. So second, I'm just gonna do the whip stitch, which is basically just loop it, loop it, loop it. I'm not gonna do like a blanket stitch, which is a little bit more complex. I'm just gonna loop it over and go from there. But this is a lot of cord, okay? So I don't know. It never says to cut the cord, so I'm not even going to attempt to measure it out and cut it. I'm just gonna keep looping and pulling it through. But anyway, guys, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just chit chat with y'all while I'm crafting. Obviously, I don't have a good point on here, but like I said, a pokey tool would probably come in so much handier. I'm just scouring my desk to see if I have one, and I don't. I'll have to go grab one. Okay, let's grab one. It'll be easier. Okie dokie. So here we go. I have now looped this through, caught the end, okay, and I'm just going to pull this a little tighter over here and over here. So this is the center section, right? it'll go like so. What I'm going to do with this end piece, I'm going to glue it down so it never comes out. Let's try that. So I'm just going to take that little end, put a little dab of E6000 on it, and then put some masking tape on top of that to keep it in place. Right there. Okay, and that should probably stay forever, even after I've given this away to someone. So I just sneezed, so my nose is running now. It's such a chore. Everything is such a problem. Okay, so let's put a little dab of glue on that and some masking tape, and I'll flip this back around to where we can get back to stitching. Okay, so yeah, again, this cord is very long, but I'll just keep weaving it through until we get to the end. And I also did grab a pokey tool, but realized that the pokey tool is great for pushing it through, pushing through the lacer or this cord. But once you get it started, it should be fine. It should go on its own. Oops. As long as you have all the holes lined up, there really should not be an issue. But there's only an issue right now because of the position of these holes. They are behind a very sturdy, you know, brass key holder. So that's where the problem is. So a pokey tool and maybe a pair of tweezers would probably help. So let me grab my tweezers. This video is going to be longer than it needs to be. Here, hang on. I think I got it. Okay. And again, this is just such a long piece of lacer, leather lacer. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna do this really quickly and I'll speed you guys along so you're not bored to death. Alright, I just wanted to pop on here really quickly just to show you guys some of the progress that I've made. So I've gotten half of this key holder stitched in. I also, yes, glued down that end piece. But here in the corners, what they want you to do, according to the instructions, they want you to put two loops into one hole here on the corners. So here, I'll just show you. It may be a little bit easier to show you according to the instructions. They want you to put thread through it twice in that corner section. So that's what I did right there, and I am now turning the project to get all of these laced in. All right, I'll keep going. Alright guys, I'm coming around to the last couple of stitches here. I just wanted to show you guys how I end this project. So basically it took a lot longer than I thought it would. There are a couple of things that I would have done differently. One of them, I mean, it's not my fault at all, but one of them would be to use a round lace. So any round leather as opposed to this flat leather would have worked out a lot nicer, at least for stitching purposes, simply because there's a lot of twisting and turning once you start pulling this through. And yeah, I would have just used a round barrel type of leather lacing. The other thing that I noticed that I did incorrectly based on the instructions that were given is that I did my double stitching in the corners on the outside, whereas this obviously is on the inside. So that's where my double stitching should have been. Would have been in this corner right here, this corner right there on the inside, but mine ended up being on the outside. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too you know, like disappointed in that part of it. So it kind of looks fairly good as far as I'm concerned. And the other thing would be I would have done all the way across this top section first, right? And then I would only have one piece to tuck in back here. Now I'm stuck with the end piece. This is my final loop, and I have to figure out a way to tuck it in back here once I'm done. So what I'm just gonna do is just pass this loop through here and then tuck it underneath, like behind. Ghost, stop growling please and quit whining. So there is going to be such like a little like a crisscross or an X right there, and I'm just gonna pull this taut. Ghost, be quiet. I'm gonna pull this taut. I am going to cut off some of this excess, right? And then I'm going to tuck this in underneath as I did the previous. So this is a little tricky part. So I went and grabbed my pointy tips tweezers, and I'm sorry guys, my dog is just over here boohoo crying for whatever reason, and he just started doing this. Like, he wasn't even in here the whole time. He just decided to come in here and started crying. So anyway, to wrap this up, I'm just going to pry this little section open with my tweezers and tuck this down back here. I know it's hard to see, but I'm actually just tucking it behind the keychain part. So this is just going to get tucked in back there. I'm going to reach in here and pull on it, and voila. Okay, so this was just a little project that I decided to do. I picked this up again at a thrift store. And I didn't want to bore you guys with all the stitching because it was tedious, a lot of tedious work stitching with that flat threading or cording, leather cording. But this is so cute. I didn't think it would come out this cute, but it did. So this is just one of the projects that I'll be working on. I do have a full leather kit. I'll just grab it and show. So here I have my full leather making supplies. Okay, I have tons of tools that can make the holes in this. This project came pre-drilled, but in here are lots and lots of leather making tools and supplies that I can play with for days and days. So yes, I will be doing some really cool things here on the channel with leather, and I know this camera location doesn't even capture it all, but yeah, ouch. Ouch. This would be the tool that you would use to make the holes in any project. To, like, you just run it along the project. It's very pointy, as you can tell. I just caught myself, and it would make holes in your project so that you can then stitch it up. So there's tons of things in here that I could be doing and using, and here's a knife that I could have used earlier had I pulled out my entire kit. but and an awl, and a threading tool. So yes, you know, if you don't use what you have, you'll never know you have it, right? If you don't pull it out, you won't even know where to begin. So this is my goal, is to start working on some leather goods here pretty soon. This is just some sample leather pieces. What I have here are some stencils. This is an actual wood block with the pokey tool all around here, so you can just crunch it through your, you know, it's kind of like a die cut, right? And this makes a really cool what do you call it, keychain as well. So, you know, a leather keychain, right? If you can only imagine. But this has very sharp edges. These are actual blades all the way around here, and these are the pokey tool, or the pokey blades that would cut through the leather in order to make the holes for you to stitch. It's stored in here. Here's another cool little sample of a stencil. I'll just show you guys really quickly. I don't think I did a haul on these items, probably because I got them at so many various different times, but this is a cute little wallet maker, and this is the stencil for it. As you can see, this would be the wallet base, and then here are all the cutouts that goes along with it. This would go over here, that would go there, and this would go there. So yeah, just if you could only imagine, right? But again, I would need several pieces of leather to create something this elaborate, but I'm looking forward to doing all of that, playing with all these tools that I have here in my craft room. If I don't use it, who will? I can't invite you guys over to come and use it for me. But I also wanted to take a class. So there's someone up in northern, not that far north, it's still central Florida, but it's north of me. He's in, I believe, either Sanford or somewhere around there, who teaches leather making stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to get with a professional, let's just say, to pick up on some pointers and some helpful tips and tricks that I can use when I'm doing my own stuff. So all of that being said, and here's what I forgot to do, and I always forget to do this. I did not make a copy of this template. I didn't create a template of it. So now I only have one of these, whereas I could have made probably 5 of them, right? So, but anyway, it's all good. This is just such an old, cool, nostalgic little project that I thought, I was like, yeah, I do remember having one of these when I was in elementary school, and like I had my house keys on it. I was a latchkey kid, so I had my house keys on it, and maybe I don't know, the combination for my locker was in here. Maybe my lunch money was in here, I don't know. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this and show you guys the simplest little project that I can possibly come up with. Let's see. So again, this came from a thrift store, a 6-hook key case. It's just so cute. I mean, it really is. Now I gotta find someone to give it to because it's so cute. Because I don't want to keep it. If I keep it, you know, at that point I'm hoarding again, and I don't want to hoard every project that I make. So I'm gonna find someone to give this to. And again, there's the end piece right down here. I will glue it down, and I'll put that piece of tape back on it. So anyway, all right guys, I think I chatted you up enough today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave me a comment down in the comment section. I do like interacting with you guys when I do get around to it, and I know it's been a while, but if you guys go back to my old videos, check in the comments because I responded to every single one of you. All right, so stay naturally curious, go try something like this, do something fun today, and I will definitely talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.